Hello, live chatters and mad hatters. This is Douglas George Bloch on May 28th, 2022. Can you believe it? I never thought the year 2000 would come, and here we are at 2022. Welcome to your Depression Recovery Hour every Sunday at noon with Pastor Doug, aka Douglas George Bloch. And today is the Sunday Memorial Day, where Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, right? Where we honor those veterans and those who have served in the armed forces. There's also Veterans Day, which is November 11th, which is the day at which the armistice was signed, World War I, which was called Armistice Day originally. So I don't know how Memorial Day came around. Maybe somebody could tell me that, because the Veterans Day is really November 11th. Hey, Niema. Hey, you guys in the UK, do you celebrate Memorial Day on the last Monday of the month of May? Let me know. Valuing you, hey, glad to see you. Sierra 212, hi, haven't seen you before. Robles, nice to see you. Yes, it's been, hey, Jennifer Tiana. Good to see you again. California Dreaming. Really, we've met. Sierra 212, Sonia Silva, hello to you. Again, this is the Depression Recovery Hour, radio hour. Actually, it's not a radio hour, it's the YouTube Live video chat hour with Douglas Bloch. Author, mental health educator, depression survivor, depression experiencer, depression resurrector, etc., etc., etc. Windy, Oklahoma. Well, it was really windy yesterday in Portland. 20 miles an hour is really windy at the coast. Melina Bloom, what a nice good morning, good evening from Holland. I love Holland, was there in 1982. Lovely place, lots of bicyclists there. Jack Mijas. Hi to you. Haven't heard from you. Lori Buckman, of course. Thank you for your generous donation. Speaking of which, we are on task. We are on what task? We're going to have our worst month ever in terms of YouTube income this month, May. Combination of people using ad blockers so people can click on ads. In the last two live chats, we've had hardly any money come in. Not wanting to make you feel guilty, but. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to stop making as many videos, because paying people to do videos is really not cost effective unless we can generate some more income. So if you would like to click on the $ and contribute 99 cents or above with the super chat, or you can send me a donation at my PayPal address, which is my email address, douglasbloch@paypal.com. Hey, Emmanuel, nice to see you. Patrick Coleman, yes, you enjoyed the pictures of the garden. I'm doing a tomato plant today, and then in the pots I'm going to be planting 2 pepper plants, an eggplant, and a cucumber. So there you have it. My nephew Patrick Coleman, living in Vancouver, Washington, 12 years ago in 2010, he was living with me and my wife Joan, and we planted the hugest garden you could ever imagine. Peas and peppers on the roof, and green beans and all sorts. It was amazing. 2010, that was, you remember, hot peppers, incredible. Well, Patrick now lives in an apartment, so he doesn't have the huge acreage he used to have. He used to have a 5-acre garden. It was amazing. He was able to do it all himself. But now he's got this little porch. So, Patrick, show me some of your vegetables. Melina Bloom, coffee, everyone. Yes, here's some coffee right here. I recommend something called Happy Cup. It's made by a group of people who have disabilities here in Portland. It's a wonderful cause, nonprofit, and their coffee can't be beat. Well, again, super chat button, click on that, and you will be taken to a donation page. In the meantime, this is the time to ask your questions about mental health recovery, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, you name it, and also to encourage each other. By the way, yesterday, 2 days ago, I started something called Flashback Friday, where I published an old video that was very popular many, many years ago, but many of you haven't seen, you newcomers. The video I published on Friday, 2 days ago, May 26th, it was actually May 27th. Actually, today's the 29th, not the 28th. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, the 27th Friday was called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain, one of the best videos I've made, really explaining the nature of anxiety and how it occurs in the brain and what you can do about it. So I'm actually going to write the name of that video. How to Rewire your Yeah, during that summer 12 years, Patrick and I grew a sunflower that was 10 feet tall. We should have taken a photo of it. Could have won some sort of award. Also, watermelons, cantaloupes, you wouldn't believe it. The whole backyard was awash with amazing fruits and vegetables. Hey, Jason from the UK. Doing well. So, do they have Memorial Day on last Monday of May in the UK? Emmanuel, keep on doing these videos. They're helping me fight depression. I'm 26. I'm really struggling. Should I take an antidepressant? If you think it might help, go talk to a prescriber. Yeah, they help many people. Other people, they don't. But if you've tried everything and nothing's working, and you're only 26, my God. I was living in a halfway house in 26, my friend. You have your whole life ahead of you. Never, never, never give up. Yes, if you appreciate these videos, please leave a donation. It was very nice of Emmanuel to leave the €5. And yes, antidepressants can be helpful for some people. Talk to your prescriber. I recommend a psychiatrist or a nurse, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners in America. Oftentimes, antidepressants are prescribed by PCPs, primary care physicians. They don't know, I won't say they don't know squat, but it's not their specialty. You wouldn't go to a knee surgeon to do, to get your hip replaced, right? So you need to go to the right person. So you got to go to someone who really does this all day long. Almost at 40 viewers. Hit the like button, by the way. Last week we hit 80. That was amazing. What would be a good antidepressant for PTSD? The one that works. There must be about 15 antidepressants out there you could try, Jennifer. And you know what? It's all trial and error. Hi, Silvermoon. Nice to see you. When I was having my episode in 1996, I went to the best psychiatrist in Portland, and he said, Doug, you're all a bunch of guinea pigs. Here's my, good, I'm glad, Melina, I'm glad you're doing better. What goes down must come up. Who was asked about, Jennifer, look, so this is the metaphor. You put a blindfold around the psychiatrist, spin him around, right? And you give him a dart, and he goes, poof, and he throws it at the dartboard. He opens up his eyes, and there are these different segments, Prozac, Zoloft, Effexor, Lexapro, Alexa, Wellbutrin, and wherever the dart hits, that's what he prescribes. That's how random it is, seriously. Not quite that random, but nobody knows the trouble I've seen, wrong speech, but anyway, nobody knows how an antidepressant is going to work until you try it. So go to a good prescriber. Maybe they have some experience with PTSD, but it's all about trying something out and see what happens. What would be the thing that kept me most alive? I would say it's the will to live. When you are in a deep depression, when you're suicidal, you just have to keep fighting and never give up. Like a competitor. I was very competitive in sports. I played a lot of sports. Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over, right? People have won basketball games in the last 10th of a second. Remember when Damian Lillard shot the winning basket in 2014 to put the Blazers in the playoffs. I think there was like 0.9 seconds left on the clock. They threw it in. He chucked it up 35 feet, went in. That's what it's like with depression. You got to keep taking those shots. Also, I've had a lot of good social support, and I've been very fortunate. Matter of fact, I did a video yesterday, my video yesterday, right? And someone said, why are you still alive? Because something called divine intervention, right? People and energies and the Holy Spirit or God or my higher power, whatever the heck it is, has come into my life in unexpected moments to lift me out of the dark house. So, has anyone seen the divine intervention video, which was published 24 hours ago? And if so, I want you to know what you think about it. Has anybody here ever had the experience of when you thought all was lost, you'd given up hope, it was the end of the world, you were going to die, harm yourself, and then something occurred that just picked you up and just lifted you up and to safety, like you're hanging on a cliff. I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall. And someone just grabs your arm and pulls it right up and you survive. Has that ever happened? Bigfoot there hacking your Wi-Fi. I love these names. They're so creative. You must have all smoked something and come up with them. Thank you. I'm glad my videos have helped. Hey, Damien. Always nice to see you. Always nice to get your comments on my videos. Should I give up on an antidepressant if it hasn't done anything in a month? Usually it takes 4 to 6 weeks. I would not give up yet, but more importantly, I cannot prescribe over the internet. I would talk to the doctor who gave it to you. But in general, it sometimes takes more than a month for antidepressant to kick in. But again, it is up to you and your doctor, not up to me. I hung myself in the summer 2019. If tree branch hadn't broken, I wouldn't be here. I woke up to a dog licking my face. Value in you, there you have it. That is divine intervention. You were not meant to go. And, you know, you heard about the horrible tragedy, of course, in Uvalde, I don't even know how to pronounce it, in Texas with that. Yet another gun shooting in the United States. You know, if we could just imitate the UK and not have so many, there are more guns in America than there are people. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, but, you know, I was going to do a video called The Real Victims of Gun Violence. I mean, as horrible as these things are with these innocent children getting killed, I mean, it's unfathomable, right? But if you buy a gun to protect yourself, supposedly, right? What's going to really happen? What's the most likely thing to happen if you buy a gun to protect yourself because you're afraid of the outside world? The most likely thing that's going to happen is you're going to use that gun and kill yourself. Twice as many people in America die of suicides and homicides. So here's the irony. You get a gun, you're going to be protected, and then bingo, you're feeling down, you're feeling crappy, and this too shall pass. But you don't have the patience. You don't have the patience to wait 15 minutes. So you grab something and your life is gone. So I'm not going to get off on a tangent here, but if you do happen to have anything in your house, I don't care if it's a gun, a rope, laser raids, antidepressants, and you're having a really bad depressive episode, you've got to get that stuff out of your environment. That is the number one way to reduce these kinds of deaths, is by removing the means of self-harm. So that's all I'm going to say right now. There's a lot of hurt in the United States, a lot of anger. I'm not going to talk about where I come down on the political side of things, but I want to tell you that if you are feeling down and at risk of harming yourself, make sure anything that can possibly be used is out of your environment. So, and Fluoxetine, Prozac help from constant suicidal ideation? Absolutely. Some medications can do that. So can ketamine. Ketamine is an animal tranquilizer that's now being prescribed for people who are, on the borderline of hurting themselves, and it brings them out of it, at least for the time being. So, I hope that helped. But anyway, no one has answered my question. Have you seen Divine Intervention, which I posted yesterday? And by the way, twice as likely? Yeah, of course it's twice as likely. Weapons are forbidden here. And where are you, Melina Bloom? What are you in Holland again? Maybe? Yeah, a whole other world. My brother, grandfather, husband all died by gun suicide. What? You got to be kidding me. Your husband, your brother? Oh my God, you must have, PTSD. I'm glad you liked it. By the way, if you are someone who has lost someone close to suicide, there is an amazing, amazing website. It is so amazing, I'm going to give it to you right now. It's called the Alliance of Hope. I know the people who put it together, and that Bigfoot person, you go there and you'll get a lot of help. allianceofhope.org. Except I didn't give you the right website, sorry. Let's try it again. And while I'm doing that, please hit the like button. That'll draw more viewers. Here we are, allianceofhope.org. That's the right website. What does a mermaid use to shower with? I know she uses Tide for her laundry. I don't know what she used to shower with. And what do you think of the Divine Intervention video, 700 Moons? Wow, is that how Naomi Judd died? I had no idea. Wow. Sad, sad, sad. So, Melina Bloom, weapons are forgiven where you are, and where are you? You're in Holland. Well, yeah, Holland's actually a sane place, right? This is the Depression Recovery Hour. It's 12:20, 20 minutes into the live chat. It happens every Sunday. This is Douglas Bloch, Pastor Doug, a depression survivor. I've been doing this work since I've been 18 years old. I'm 73. People don't believe it. 55 years of work in mental health. One time I was at St. Vincent Hospital in 2016. One of the orderlies came and said, "Hey, weren't you here 20 years ago? You were here in 96. It's now 2016. Why? What was that, 50 years ago? 96 to 2016? 20 years ago. Okay, so you're here 20 years ago. Why are you back?" And I said, "I'm committed to mental health. That's why I'm back in hospital. I'm committed to mental health." "Oh, you mean you got committed?" Uh, I thought divine intervention was very interesting, and it definitely happens. Yes, 700 movements, like the guy who tried to hang himself and the branch broke. I would have put that in there. Jennifer, I emailed you asking about buying Words That Heal. Great. When did you do it, Jennifer? And tell me your email address again. I'll try looking it up right here in just a minute. But yes, I will definitely give you my address and tell you how much money to send. That'll be fantastic. And I'll sign the book, of course. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Where do I live? I live in Portland, Oregon, where a lot of violence, gun violence, is happening here. It pains me to see what's happening to this country. Anyway, I bring this up because people can get depressed, not just from biological stuff, but from situational stuff, current events, right? The news, right? People need to take a news break, especially in this day and age. All right. So, any other questions? You watched today's video? Yes. And how was it, Jennifer? Did you get something out of it? Jack Mihas, $5. Thank you very much. Every dollar counts. And if you don't contribute, hit that like button. We'll get more people here. We have 47 viewers. That's a good start. We're going to go to 80. Portland was a very professional, progressive place until COVID hit, the pandemic. And then also, all sorts of people became homeless, and people lost work, and people became desperate, and then suddenly it just turned into a really different place. It still is progressive, but there's a huge underclass here, and it shouldn't be that way. I love the Divine Intervention videos. As Lazy Eye Ranch are probably one of our major live chatters. She should get an award for Live Chatter of the Year. I've experienced many times in my life. I commented in the video, my latest experience after my sweet dog died in a horrible accident. David Anthony Burton, thank you so much. I love your name, DB, just like Douglas Bloch. Dab, you remember? Something, a little dab will do you. That was an advertisement for some sort of a gel for hair. Anyway, you're from the UK. Love it to see you again. I believe in divine intervention, says Damien. I'm not sure if I've experienced it myself. Maybe I have. Not sure. I'm still depressed. Well, yeah, but you're still here. So, 2 videos, how to rewire your anxious brain, and also divine intervention. And what do we have last Saturday, boys and girls? I thought it had to do with effective strategies for treating complex PTSD. Boy, complex PTSD is a lot more prevalent than I realized. Andrew Bailey, haven't seen you before. Hi, Douglas. Just to say thanks for the videos that helped me overcome many bad days. From the UK. I love the name Andrew, one of my favorite names in the world. And I love the UK. Yes, thank God I'm still here. He is holy. Absolutely. So, in terms of my mission to help people who are suffering from depression, I have this Lagai, you little angel you, showing up every Sunday. What is borderline personality disorder? Does it mean you have many personalities? No, not really. It means that you have a difficult time regulating your emotions, and you're always on the borderline between normal behavior and losing it. I'm going to do a video on that. It's a very well-known problem. There's an amazing technology that was developed for it called dialectical behavioral therapy, otherwise known as DBT. It's spread all over the world. Marshall Linehan, who did this, is a brilliant psychologist and a saint, and more or less like myself, a wounded healer, someone who had to overcome borderline personality disorder herself, and as a result, invented something, created something that has helped hundreds of thousands of people. There's only one person. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for being a regular contributor. There's only one other person who eclipses more. Well, not only one, but there's one person who I really, really, really worship, who is the ultimate wounded healer, in my opinion. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with addiction. So who is the ultimate wounded healer who has used his own struggle, his own woundedness, his own descent into hell, his own descent into the darkness, his own descent into despair to go ahead and help literally tens of millions of people because of his suffering? Who is that person? Jack Hendry, hello from Canada. How is the search for the new cat? Not ready yet. Joan isn't quite ready. We're still grieving Bruce. It's going to come when it's going to come. But thank you for asking, Jack. Keep visualizing a cat coming to our home. David Anthony Byrne, thanks, Doug. I watched your video Friday to retro throwback. Anxiety is for me fight or flight. Please, can you say something about the limbic responses in our minds? Well, we have something in the limbic system. It's the emotional brain. It's what we inherit from the animals, right? We evolved from them. And there's something called the amygdala, which is basically the sentinel of fear. Whenever there's something around in the environment that threatens you, the amygdala acts up and says, go, 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 leave, 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 fight, 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 freeze, freeze, freeze. And if it's overactive, man, you're in trouble, right? You're constantly on high alert. And that's what the limbic system does. And so when you have that kind of anxiety, you need physiological responses, drugs, meditation, what else? Exercise, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, John Bradshaw, what an amazing person. Another wounded healer. Yeah, I would say he falls into that category. You're right, John Bradshaw is a wounded healer, used his own addiction and struggled with alcoholism, helped a lot of people. That's true. You're absolutely right. But there's someone who eclipses John Bradshaw 100 times, not to negate what John Bradshaw did, of course. Again, you're in the Depression Recovery Hour, radio hour, video hour. It's about half past. We are looking to hit at least $60 of donations today. And what have we got so far? We have we've got €5 from Emmanuel. So that's like $7. And then we've got a 10, that's 17, 5, 22. And then we have 13. Yeah, we got about 30. We're about halfway through the hour. Right on time, you guys. Susan Jones from Virginia, glad you're here. Do you know if ECT is used often? It is. Some in the UK never heard it mentioned. What? No, it's impossible. ECT has been around since 1935. It was first discovered in Italy. It involves inducing a grand mal seizure into the brain over here, and it resets the brain and rearranges the chemical soup. No one knows how it works. It's 70-90% effective. My mother had it 5 times, and I had it in 2016. It saved my life. We're at 73 viewers. This is really good. Keep hitting that like button. Let's hit 80. There were many other things besides SSRI antidepressants, such as ketamine, such as TMS, such as ECT. And right here in Oregon, we've legalized psilocybin for the treatment of depression and anxiety. It should be starting in about 2 years under the auspices of a therapist. And by the way, this chart I showed you, that has all these free self-care strategies. If you go to my personal website, it is called douglasbloch.com. If you go there, you will see on the front page a link where you can download a free copy or free PDF of this beautiful diagram that has taken me 25 years to create. On this side, it says healing from depression, self-care activities to improve your mood, physical self-care, mental, emotional self-care, spiritual connection, social support, lifestyle habits. And on this side, it says boost your psychological immune system. It has all these different things you do too. Run and play, have structure. Anyway, free download at my home website, douglasbloch.com. Hello, my dear friends on this chat. Really appreciate your contribution and showing up. Is that another donation from Lisa? My God, the patron saint of live chat for sure. Alex Jones is back. Alex Jones had complex PTSD. He's really been struggling. I have so much compassion. He got on fluoxetine, which is Prozac. Well, give it a chance. It's helped a lot of people. I'm going to take off my shoes. They're really bothering me. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and undo this. There we go. 73 viewers, 202 views. hit that like button. Let's get up to 80. That would be a wonderful thing. All right. ECT is still used in the UK according to 700 Moons, but not as much as I think. Yes, it's underutilized in the UK. Thank you again, Lagai, for your generous contributions. And thank you, David Annual. Let's try it again. David Anthony Burton, DAB for short, for your £2 contribution. We're up to about $33, looking to get to 60. Yes, Disobedience Space Wells. Smash that like button for Doug. Yes, and I love your name. Why don't you change your name to Obedience Space Wheel? That might, you might get more mileage out of it. SCR212, hey, Alex Jones, I'm on Prozac. It's helped a lot. Everything seems to be underused in the UK. Yeah, that's a shame because you have the National Health Service, right, the NHS, but maybe you guys, low on money. Of course, mental health is always underfunded. Have you ever noticed that? Billions of dollars for cancer research, billions of dollars for, research in other diseases, very little for research in mental health disorders. Here's the key. Breast cancer, a horrible thing, kills a lot of women every year, 40 some odd thousand. Well, suicide kills more people than breast cancer. So why don't we have billions of dollars for that, right? There's something called Susan B. Komen Walk for the Cure in Portland. What'd they get? 40,000 people or something like that. The NALME, National Alliance on Mental Illness Walk, gets 2,000, a 20-to-1 ratio. Absolutely insane. What happened to Noah? Well, last I heard, the Ark landed safely, and all the animals that he had came out, and God said there will never be a flood again to destroy humanity. But James Baldwin said the fire next time. Give it another week. That's fine. Of course, I'm joking about Noah. He's talking about Noah Thomas, big no-no. My mentor, who started this website with me, he was a brilliant, brilliant man. He's born 1987. What does that make him, about 35? Yeah. And what is he up to? I don't know. He was having a hard time with addiction. I think he overcame it. And now I think he's doing something called Fan Base or Games Fan or something, some subscription channel where you live fans. Maybe someone can explain it to me. Anyway, I've left about 7 or 8 messages with him wanting to do a video with me, and he doesn't get back to me. I don't know what the hell's going on. The guy's got so much talent. Okay, so true. It's because people think that mental illness is a mood or character flaw. Absolutely. 75 people, 5 more. Yeah, big no-no. Yeah, I was, kidding about Noah's Ark, wasn't I? I don't think they prioritize mental health in the NHS. Also, now they have a huge backlog because of the pandemic. That's true. Although in America, everybody goes to therapists using, telehealth, right? Zoom. Disobedience Space Well. Why haven't any new antidepressants been developed since the SSRIs? Is this the money issue? Disobedience Space Well. I'm going to call you OSW, Obedience Space Well. There have been dozens and dozens of antidepressants developed since the SSRIs. SSRIs came around in the late 80s. That was slick. That was like 35 years ago. Wellbutrin and Symbyax and Trazodone and all these other drugs that are out there, and I've lost track of them. I think I was doing well. It just doesn't go on YouTube anymore. It adds to his stress. Okay, well there you have it. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to make I think it's called Fan Base or something. I guess he doesn't want to make any videos with me. I wonder why he would add to his stress. Some of the brightest people have mental illness, of course. A Beautiful Mind, the great, great, great movie that won the Academy Award. What's his name? John Nash, the brilliant mathematician who had a schizophrenic break. The recent phobia from monkeypox being widespread. Monkeypox? I don't even know what monkeypox is. Is that like smallpox? Lagai, thanks for the update on Noah. Alex Jones, the problem with CPTSD is that there is no one fix. No, that's right. It's just like depression. You have to do many things at once, including medication, including trauma counseling. So Disobedience Space Where just type in antidepressants and just what are some antidepressants? You'll come up with about 50 of them on Google. It is 35 minutes after the hour. It's now the sun is coming out on this beautiful Memorial Day weekend. Joan and I are going to go visit her parents' gravesites. They were both in the military. Her father was in the Navy. Her mother was in the Coast Guard. Lovely people. They're buried side by side at Mount Scott Cemetery here in Portland. It's a beautiful, beautiful cemetery. I've always liked cemeteries. You know, they're very popular. People are dying to get in. Hey, that was my first joke of the hour. Come on, guys. Why did they call it the Dark Ages? Because there were so many nights. That was the one we just had, right? Let's have a joke from somebody. Krishna Prasad, I love your name. You're going to be okay, Alex Jones. Absolutely. So, getting back to the antidepressants. There's a bunch of them out there. We've been at the mid 70s in concurrent viewers. Let's see if we can hit 80. Hit the like button. And does anxiety tend to be most intense in the mornings? Peter Piper, yes, it does for many people, including me. Depression tends to be worse in the mornings. Things tend to get better as the day goes on. Nobody knows. Someone said, ha ha. I'm not quite sure what they were laughing at. People, can I ask why does the limbic system go crazy when we think we are falling in love? That's not the limbic system. That's the dopamine system. That's the system that has to do with pleasure. Oh yeah, all those chemicals, just like getting high. Except falling in love is the ultimate high, is it not? Oh yeah, but losing a loved one or having a breakup of a relationship, that's the ultimate low. That's why I say it's the number one cause of depression. But yes, it has to do with pleasure and dopamine and reward. And Sarah MD has a heart. Thank you. Appreciate it. Politicians all seem to agree that shootings are caused by mental illness. Yeah, they keep voting not to fund treatment. Why is that? Because they are bought off by lobbies. That's why. And also, this guy who did the shooting in Texas, he had no history of mental illness. He's just the bigger question is why should an 18-year-old have access to an assault rifle, which is a weapon of war? You know, no civilian needs that. So this whole thing about never mind. I'm not going to go into it. All right. Are you going to get a second COVID booster shot? Are you referring to me or somebody else? I'm not quite sure. I've already had it. Great video about John Nash on YouTube. Yes, there's a great picture about him. 76 people. Let's hit 80 and let's get some more. It's 38 after the hour. We haven't had a donation about at least in the last 10 minutes. In India, if someone goes to see a therapist or a counselor, people in the society call them a lunatic person. That is weird. What is wrong with India? They have one of the greatest spiritual traditions, perhaps the greatest in the world. All the holy people in India. What a tradition. Yet, why do they demonize mental illness? That makes no sense. There are so many spiritual people who deal with it. Look at the dark night of the soul, St. John of the Cross, right? Look at Jesus, praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. Every spiritual teacher, every spiritual person has been to hell and back. That's part of the programming, part of the journey, right? So why would a country with that kind of spiritual tradition be down on people with mental illness and emotional suffering? Absolutely makes no sense. People are crazy. You know, I'm 73 years old. I just tell you this, but the older I get, the less faith I have in humanity. I shouldn't be saying that, but it is. On the other hand, there are so many good people out there doing so many good things. So it's a mix, right? Good and evil, light and dark. We're in the plane of duality here. Disobedience spaceware, that they may be an issue with NHS. They only prescribe SSRIs or tricyclics. Really? There's so many other things out there. 79 concurrent videos. One more like, we get to hit 80. Noble Folger, hi everyone. I'm feeling extra lonely today. Holidays are hard. I feel isolated. They are hard. And people don't have family during holidays. It's horrible. That's why during holidays, that's why I do not like the Christmas holidays. Because my family did not celebrate Christmas. Even if they did, they're all passed away, except my brother in New York. Yes, well, I'm glad you're reaching out. I'm glad you're on the live chat. Maybe you can call up a friend, do like a FaceTime call or a Zoom call with someone who doesn't live where you are. Or, I don't know, maybe go to a soup kitchen and feed the homeless. Anyway, I want to validate that holidays are hard when you don't have family. All right. Oh, yeah, your dog died. That's right, Lazy Rance. I'm very, very, very sorry to hear that. I mean, what a loss. I mean, we haven't gotten over the loss of Bruce. Hard to get tranquilizers in the UK? Huh. Yeah, they can be very helpful. All right, this is the Depression Recovery Hour. This is Pastor Doug. It is now 12:40, 2/3 of the way through our regular Sunday live chat hour where people call in, ask questions about mental health recovery, and most important, support each other. This is a virtual support group. Some of our regulars are not here, especially Edward Steiner and a couple of other people. But you guys are here, and so that's wonderful. I have no family too, and now I go to the church and write a Christmas song on Christmas Day. That's beautiful. I love the name Rachel. Also, feeling very lonely this weekend, says Jennifer. I'm lucky to have my cat. Yes, you are. Cats are a tremendous boon to mental health. Can you take dopamine meds like stimulant ADHD meds? If they're prescribed, you can. And ADHD meds, I don't really think they do dopamine. I think they essentially, I'm not quite sure what they do. They're stimulants, though. For people with attention deficit, they actually calm them down and focus them. Where is Lazy Eye Ranch, Texas Angel? Oh, they haven't been here. Padar Shields haven't been there for a while. Lazy Eye Ranch is right here. She never misses a week. Texas Angel, Wendy, I don't know. I'll email her. She and I have corresponded. And Padar Shields, he used to be here every week collecting email addresses for the email list. I guess he's given that up. But if you want to be on a list, I'll add your name to it. Just leave it right here. Huh. I didn't know that monkeypox is even around, and smallpox was eradicated from the face of the earth a couple of decades ago. So there is no vaccine. There must be some left over. Anyway. Brilliant. Every spiritual teacher has experienced the dark night of the soul. Thank you, Stephanie Bacon, one of my favorite people. California, but it's not brilliant. It's simply true. It's not brilliant. I mean, read the literature, right? I mean, it's just the way, it's the path, right? If you want to go to higher consciousness, you have to go into the valleys, right? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. What is David saying in the Old Testament? He said, even him, the great king of, the Old Testament, he had to go through the valley of the shadow of death, but the key is not to pitch your tent there. It's not to build a home there. It's not to rent an apartment there, because when you're in the valley of shadow of death, it's a valley, right? And what goes down must come up. My favorite saying, this too shall pass, right? Look at the stock market. Those of us who are investors, right? S&P went down, 20% this year? NASDAQ, 30%, and now it's starting to come up from the bottom. But getting back to spirituality, it is part of the spiritual evolution that people have to go through the dark to get to the light. And right here, my good friend, I need to call her, Julie Hayes sent me this so many years ago. We're still hanging at 73, not hitting 80, and we definitely need another dedication. Here it is. From the ashes I rise, right here. So, you get burned up, right? The phoenix bird dies every 500 years, burned up into ashes, a funeral pyre, and then it rises from the ashes and resurrects for another 500 years. Just like winter, spring, right? So, this is it. You go to hell, you come back, you ascend to heaven. Look at the Easter story, right? Death and resurrection of Christ. So yes, Stephanie, the dark night of the soul, it's part of the curriculum. No way of getting around it. And it's fine, because when you're down there in hell, you learn quite a lot, don't you? At least I have. I asked on Unity for prayers after Doug Granito. I was skeptical, but I do find it comforting to know others are thinking about me. Absolutely. Thoughts travel at a distance. Believe me. Prayer works. I don't get the peanut joke. Well, I haven't seen it. Thanks for your knowledge. Whitney Bop. Nice. You're checking from Brooklyn. That's where my brother was born and raised. I was born and raised in the Queens. Depression or melancholy seems to have a role as being cathartic for some people if you can make an art out of it. Some of my most melancholic paintings are the most popular. That's true. It strikes artists. If you're a writer, if you're a painter, you're going to be twice as likely to get depressed as anybody else. Two peanuts went down and walked the street. One was assaulted. Oh, it's a pun, right? One was salted. There were salted peanuts and non-salted peanuts. Assaulted. It's a pun. Not too bad. We're missing a lot of the OG chat members, and I guess OG means the regular chat members. Hey, Richard Greenhow, first time in live chat, suffering depression, found your videos, Doug. You have so many wise words. Love your stuff. Thank you. Well, yes, California Dreaming in Central California near Orlando. I think she works at Disney World or something. But anyway, yes, definitely nice to connect. Remember that guy who used to come on here is near you? He's not here anymore. Oh, he was Mobius Zero, right? He was always afraid of the North Koreans. What a nice guy. Hasn't been here for months and months and months. Anyway, once again, we are on the path to hitting our lowest income month since I've been doing YouTube videos this month. So if you can do a donation, fine. Otherwise, I am doing a lot of reruns now. There's Flashback Friday. I'm taking some of my new videos and running them again a week later, and so that saves me having to pay people to do brand new videos. But these jokes are everything. Yes. Smith Thacker, hi to Smith Thacker, hi to you. I was meant to be in Korea this week, South Korea. Yeah, well, a good friend of mine lives there. Why was Dumbo sad? I have no idea. I notice people too when they're not here. I'm addicted to drinking brake fluid, but I can stop at any time. Hey, Jason, you've said that so many times. It's unbelievable. Please send the address again to send donation. Sure. I feel irrelevant. Alex Jones, that's very, very, very funny. Well, thank you, Smith Thacker, for being here. RCB, always great to see you. Thank you for being here too. Okay, so California Dreaming. If you want to make a PayPal donation, right, you go to paypal.com. Anybody can set up a PayPal account, right? If you want to donate, and they won't take 33% out like Google does. And my address for donations, right, is douglasbog@gmail.com. That's my PayPal address. Reef, nice to see you. Do you think religious meditation is one of the many ways for therapy? Well, religious meditation in general is very good for the brain, and anything good for the brain is good for therapy. We are at 49 after the hours. We have 11 minutes. We still need some more donations this half hour. My daughter refused to nap. The cops got her for resisting arrest. I love that pun. I've heard it before. I'm going to essentially take a bite out of a banana and then photograph it because I want to use it. And by the way, meditation doesn't have to be religious. It's actually spiritual. There's no one religion that can claim it. Okay, hold on. Nope, I hit that button, so let's go back again. That was a value in you. That's a great joke. Yeah. My daughter refused to nap. The cops got her for resisting arrest. Come on, you guys. That's funny. All right. Whitney Bop, or Whitey Bop, excuse me. 70 people. We still have not hit 80. Hit the like button, guys. Hi, Doug. My daughter, 17 now, tried killing herself. Yes, well, teenage suicide's a big problem, isn't it? 2 years ago, now she's on medication. I think it's not working well. Talk to her, see how she's feeling, and then have her talk to her prescriber. There are so many different kinds of medication, and of course, there's other things you can do besides medication. like finding purpose in living and exercise and social support and structure. I'm trusting God throughout my circumstances. That's a good trust. Carrie, you left the Beata Bloch? Uh-oh. Did I really do that? You're absolutely right. Thank you for being so observant, right? Yeah, I failed typing in high school. Okay, there's my PayPal address right there. Did I do it right this time? Why did the Can Crusher quit his job? Because it was so depressing. Yes, Kelly. Hey, nice to see Kelly. Now some of the regulars coming up at the last minute. Yes, well, when your kids aren't doing well, it's a cause for depression. And I just went ahead and corrected it. These jokes are hitting me so hard, says Carissa. Well, I'm glad you like them. I sleep on the edge of the bed. I soon drop off. Absolutely. That's what happens when you sleep on the edge of the bed. Really good jokes. Okay, keep them coming. Why was the noisy pepper salesman so irritating? I don't know. Yeah. Tell her to hang in there. She's so young. Like you mentioned in the UK, we are lucky to have NHS. I'm curious in the USA, if someone is to send to a mental hospital, do they have to pay? It depends if they have insurance. If they have private insurance, yes. If not, they can't. It's my birthday today, Michael Collins. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. How old are you, Michael? Yes, I once knew a mushroom salesman. He was a fun guy. Old joke, oldie but goodie. I think I've actually gone ahead and done that. By the way, you guys should look at a film called Fantastic Fungi. It's an amazing film about the power of mushrooms to heal. 71 people, 1253, still waiting for a donation. God, we haven't had one since, my goodness, was it Lisa from Canada? No. Robles 551, what's a good medication for avoidant personality disorder? I didn't get that question, now I'm getting it. Well, I don't know. When you have a personality disorder, medications are not always the first thing to do. It's usually cognitive behavioral therapy, but since I'm not a psychiatrist, I've never prescribed for it, I don't really know. You could go look it up on the internet, and more importantly, Robles 551, you can talk to a good prescriber like a psychiatrist or a psychiatric nurse practitioner and ask them. So the answer is I don't know. My answer is I don't know the answer to the question. But if there is a good medication, someone in the medication prescribing business should know it. In the meantime, I'm sure there are other things to do. Like it's sort of like, what is it? It might be kind of like what's it called, social anxiety or something. Maybe you just have to go where the fear is, and it's called exposure therapy. Lazy Eye Ranch is here. She was here earlier. So good luck, Robles 551. Find the right kind of support, and you can overcome this. What do you call it when pandas escape from the zoo? Pandemonium, of course. Disobedient Space Well says, I take lavender pills, which I've helped me as a lot of CBD oil. That's great. Oh yeah, pet losses, right. What's my favorite movie? It's a Wonderful Life. What's my favorite music album? I have too many of them. Well, nobody will know what this is, but Peter, Paul and Mary, their first album from 1962, a great folk group. That's one of my favorite albums. I also like The Stranger by Billy Joel, an incredible album published in 1970. I also like All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. I must know 50 albums I like. I also like The Cream. Peter Piper, why is that the case? You'd expect your body and mind to feel rested. I don't know. All I know is cortisol shoots up in the morning, and cortisol is like adrenaline, and that's why you might be more anxious in the morning. But somehow, people can wake up like me and start pacing the floor. The impending doom feeling worse in the morning. Absolutely, Alex Jones is very popular, very common. No one knows why. As the day goes on, you feel better. Why did this student eat his homework? Because the teacher told him it was a piece of cake. Oh, well, that one doesn't quite strike me. But anyway. Is anyone still a really bad hypochondriac? I know one. She was just at my house the other day. I've watched the Mushroom film, very interesting. Yes, 700 Moves, it's a great film. We call it health anxiety now, and I have it very bad, says Amanda. Yeah, thank you. Hypochondria is now called health anxiety. Thank you, Amanda, for putting that out there. I took some detergent tablets that let me foaming at the mouth. Absolutely, Jason, you shouldn't be taking those. Right, you punsters. 12:56, still waiting for one more donation before we close shop. Did I get a new pet instead of Bruce the cat? Bruce the cat died on September 10th. We're coming up to the 8th month anniversary. Still have not gotten a new pet yet. It will happen in its time. I'm struggling with morning anticipatory anxiety, says Jennifer. What are you anticipating, my friend? Search on YouTube for videos about health anxiety. There's some good ones. Oh yes, there's some good videos about everything. That's the wonderful thing about YouTube. David Cunningham, great taste in music. Douglas, of course, you're from this. Well, you're not. Yeah, you're from the '60s. Simon and Garfunkel, Kingston Trio. Yeah, you know, there's thousands of good albums out there. David Cunningham, in my opinion, creative people are prone to depression. Of course they are. As the higher the intelligence, the more chance it has of working against you. It's really not intelligence, because creativity is more about a certain temperament of feeling your feelings and your emotions, and that's where depression strikes as a mood disorder. So, you know, there are a lot of intelligent people who are, you know, mathematicians and computer scientists, but they don't have the same vulnerability for depression as poets, artists, and musicians. So, and you're absolutely right. Creative people are much higher rates of depression and suicidality than the rest of us. £2. Thank you, David Anthony Burton. Every cent, every pound, every pence makes a difference. So, David, does that make sense? Creative people, not so much intelligent people, but a lot of intelligent people are also depressed too. All right. Other questions? Hit the like button. I guess we're not going to make it to 80 people today. We're at 75 for a while. The sun is out. My wife Joan and I are going to go to the gravesite of her parents. Her mother is named Beulah, not a very common name. Her father is named John, a very, very common name. I'm going to go to a website right here, and I'm going to get one or two more jokes. All right, so what am I? Oh, here they are, live chat jokes right here. This is from Jason. Being a waiter is a tough job, but it sure puts food on the table. I spent all my life savings on pasta. It was worth every penny. I went down to the paint store to get thinner. It didn't work. And in Hawaii, it's against the law to laugh. Only aloha. Well, what do you think of those jokes? They're all yours. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I hope you like some of them. So funny, I had to read that with a Boston accent in my head. Which one? Thank you, as always, Doug, for being here with us. I look forward to live checks every week. Thank you, Amanda Castillo. Are you Hispanic? Sounds like a Hispanic name. Please, can I ask if the limbic system can be controlled, or does love make more jokes and videos? Thank you, Jennifer Tiana. One day we should meet. I love your name. I love your hat. If the limbic system can be controlled, or does love make, the limbic system can be managed like everything else. Sorry I haven't done it yet. You're my first in my mind. When I will, please forgive me. Of course. Don't worry about it. You know, we have plenty of resources here in Portland, Oregon. You're a Mexican, you live in Texas. Yes, well, good old Texas. I won't comment on that state, but yes. I know a lot of Mexican people up in here in Portland. They're very hard workers. They're really cool people, and I love Mexican food. I feel like to heal now when I change the city. Well, that's good. The Terminator, very sorry about your daughter. Book done with the crying is strange. Adult children couldn't quite get that, but I can't read all the comments because there are so many of them coming in. I think creative people are easily affected by the things around them. 700 Moons, you are so right. The only way to get a good price on a sled is you have to toboggan. Van Gogh is ill. He certainly was. Manic depression. Well, if you think something bad will happen, that's an anxiety disorder, a worry. There's ways to conquer worry. I have a video called Three Ways to Overcome Worry, Jennifer. I kind of like that one, Value and View. The only way to get a good price on sleds, you have to toboggan. I think I'm gonna copy that and put it in my live chat joke list. I'll be right there. Wow, and that's how I do it. Excellent, it worked. Far out. I was able to copy and paste these jokes. I'm going to do that from now on. Don't have to take a photograph of them. All right, it's 1:02. I like your laugh, dog, because it makes me smell. Well, tell me another good joke. How do you work with social phobia? Exposure, Alex Jones. You just have to put yourself in situations that you're nervous about. Do it very slowly and work with a therapist. And I haven't heard the Terminator comment, but my heart goes out to them. All right, if you like my jokes, I'll tell you one or two others, all from you guys. What should an attorney wear to court? A lawsuit. This was done on the video about, I think it was divine intervention. I used to date a girl who lived on a houseboat, who eventually drifted apart. Thank you, Jason Clulo. I tried to sue the airline for losing my luggage, but I lost my case. My boss said she's going to fire the person with the worst posture. I have a hunch it could be me. And my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. Yep, that's how I had a good day. And some cannibals started a potluck. They told me to bring a friend. The cannibal was late for dinner. He got the cold shoulder. And finally, I can't count how many times I failed math. That was a lot of them, Jennifer Diana. That was for you, my friend, my good friend. That was for you. 6 more jokes right there, huh? Not too shabby. Well, it is 3 minutes after the hour. I wish we'd gotten some more donations. You can donate in the next 10 minutes. You can also send a PayPal donation. To Yep, I can't write my own email, can I? And there it is. What do I think of 12-stepping? Fantastic. 12 steps are tremendous. I love the artwork I saw in the Mexico City murals by Diego Rivera. Of course, he's amazing. How is it expensive for Santa to park his sleigh? Nothing, it's on the house. Value in You. You have some very good puns. Where are you getting them, my friend? Send me a copy of that book, will you? I really, really like that joke, and I really, really like puns. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, laugh out loud, Laura. Value in You, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful puns. You're a saint for doing that. All right, everybody. I've been sitting here for an hour. My hip is really hurting. So, is your PayPal through a company called Palace Communication? Yes, it is. Alex Budalovsky, $25 at the last minute. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. You stepped up to the plate. I hope I pronounced your name right, Budalovsky or Budalovsky. I think it's probably Budalovsky. You're probably from somewhere in Eastern Europe. Anyway, really, really, really thank you. Ask any question you want before I hang up. You deserve it. Oh, Julie Nelson. God, some of these people here come at the last minute, don't they? So Jennifer, yes, Palace Communication, right. And yeah, great gift. Thank you, Alex Budalovsky. Viewers of 73 here, have a terrific week. Hit the like button. Thank you, Jack. Oh yeah, Frida Kahlo, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. A whole movie about her, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I went to see her artwork in Philadelphia. An amazing artist, an incredible legacy, and boy did she have to suffer. Talking about the dark night of the soul. At any rate, is it Jennifer Tiana who I'm supposed to send information about Words That Heal? Jennifer, you're still there. Could you let me know? I think it was you. Is Words That Heal in the, what do you call it? In the subject box? Let me know. Well, Alex Budalovsky, thank you for saying thanks. Can you do me one favor? Can you tell me what part of the world you live in? Are you in America, United States, or are you over in the UK? And by the way, no one ever told me if the UK celebrates Memorial Day. Alex, we're sending some love. I'll sing a song later. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep treading water. Keep treading fire. Yes, that's what I wrote about in my book. Anyway, I'm glad you liked the joke, Alex. All right. Well, remember the 3 steps to mental health recovery. Set the intention to heal. Number 1, make a decision you want to get better even if you don't know how. Number 2, reach out for support to other people in the spirit. We can't do this alone. And number 3, use a combination of mutually supportive therapies to treat your symptoms. Here's the chart I've been using for years and years to do that. And you can go to douglasbloch.com, my personal website, to get a free download. Oh, from Ukraine. Wow. You should be very happy, Alex. You're in California, not in Ukraine. I knew it was Eastern Europe. I hit that on the nail. Well, what do you think about what's happening to your poor countrymen? I mean, that's kind of a rhetorical question, right? Evil, evil, evil. Mr. Putin, evil, evil, evil. What can we do, guys? We just have to pray. We have to basically be the best people we can. And I still believe that good will eventually overcome evil, and all we can do is put as much positive energy out into the world and to ourselves as we can. And also to give to good charities too. Please don't forget at the end you're visiting that age is just a number and your ACE. Of course age is just a number. It's a state of mind. You saw the Frida Kahlo exhibition in the UK? Yeah, I saw it in Philadelphia. California, New Palm Springs, that's Lazy Eye Ranch. Yaha, aloha, people. Patricia Ann, nice to see you. In Hawaii, it's against the law to laugh, only aloha. They only allow aloha. Aloha. Alex, thank you for your donation. Sorry about your fellow country, but you know, Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we're connected, right? So if something's happening in Ukraine, people are suffering, we're suffering, right? People are suffering in Texas, we're suffering. If people are suffering in Syria, we're suffering. We can't separate ourselves. So we have to know that we're all interconnected, and that's why it's always good to reach out and help those who are less fortunate, including yourselves. So until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Next weekend is going to be June 5th. We're getting closer to summer in Oregon, or as my mother used to say, Oregon. And remember, you can still donate after I hang up and talk amongst yourselves. Look at my last couple of videos. Flashback Friday, how to rewire your anxious brain. Yesterday, divine intervention. And check on any of my videos. There's 650 of them. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Hasta luego.